You did not find this message by accident. If you carry the M mark or the Crescent Moon on your palm, listen closely, because what you're about to hear is not a normal message. It is an activation signal arriving at the exact moment your spirit begins to feel that you no longer belong where you are. You've felt restless lately, haven't you? Your sleep has been strange, interrupted at unusual hours. People who once felt close now seem distant, and the place you live, work or stay, suddenly feels too small for the person you're becoming. That is not stress, that is not fatigue, that is the activation pull, an invisible force moving you toward a new field of energy. In the next moments, I'm going to reveal the 5 signs that show you're being moved out of your current season, and the prophetic reason that only those with the M and Moon mark ever experience. And if your heart felt a subtle shock as you heard this, then you're in the right message. You're about to understand why your spirit left before your body ever did. If you feel the activation pull already, type "I feel the shift" in the comments. I want to see how many of the 1% are here right now. If you've been feeling a deep, unexplainable restlessness, this is the first and clearest sign. Not the kind of restlessness that comes from anxiety, but the kind that lives deep behind your ribs, like your soul is pushing against something invisible. It feels like you're waiting for something, but you don't know what. You wake up with a quiet tension in your chest. You sense movement in your life, even though nothing around you has changed yet. And every day, a small voice inside whispers, "You won't be here much longer." For those with the M or the Crescent Moon, this restlessness is not random. It is the moment your inner frequency starts to outgrow your current environment. Your spirit is already shifting timelines. Your body is simply lagging behind. This is why the places that once felt familiar now feel foreign. Why conversations drain you instead of feeding you. Why even silence feels louder than usual. You're not losing stability. You're feeling the vibration of something new forming under your feet. And here is the part most people never notice. The restlessness always arrives before the sign itself. It comes as a whisper before it becomes a door. If you've been feeling this sacred discomfort, stay with me, because in the next sign, you'll understand why your energy suddenly rejects what once felt safe, and why those with the M or Moon experience this shift more intensely than anyone else. The second sign appears quietly, but once it begins, you cannot unfeel it. It starts with a sudden disconnect between you and the world you've been living in. The rooms you walk into feel heavier. The conversations you used to enjoy now feel strangely out of rhythm, and the people around you seem to be tuned to a frequency your spirit can no longer hear. This is not you pulling away. This is your energy rising. Your vibration is stretching beyond the walls of your current life, and everything that cannot rise with you begins to feel misaligned. For those with the M mark or the Crescent Moon, this shift is far more intense because your energy field is more sensitive, more porous, more reactive to change. You feel the misalignment before others even notice anything is different. You may catch yourself zoning out in familiar places, feeling like you're watching your own life from outside your body. You may feel overstimulated in crowds or drained after simple conversations. Even your favorite music, your favorite spots, your old routines suddenly feel off. Nothing is wrong with you, and nothing is broken. This is the moment your spirit starts detaching from the environment it has already outgrown. Energy doesn't lie. And when the frequency of your soul no longer matches the frequency of your surroundings, the universe begins gently but firmly, pushing you forward. Pay very close attention to this sign, because it is always followed by something much harder to ignore. If sign 1 is the whisper, sign 2 is the vibration, then sign 3 is the shift you can physically feel. And when that shift arrives, you'll understand why certain doors in your life suddenly stop opening. This is the sign almost no one recognizes until it's too late. It begins subtly. Then suddenly, everything that used to work stops working. Opportunities that once opened easily now feel blocked. People who used to show up for you begin to drift away without explanation. Plans fall through. Job paths close. Connections fade. Even your own motivation feels redirected, as if your spirit refuses to invest in what no longer belongs to your future. For those who carry the M mark or the Crescent Moon, these closing doors are not punishment. They are protection. They are the universe's way of removing you from a timeline that can no longer support your calling. Notice how certain paths feel empty now, almost hollow. Notice how forcing things suddenly feels impossible. Notice how anything out of alignment becomes heavy, delayed, or completely blocked. It's not rejection, it's redirection. Your spirit already moved to the next chapter, and now your physical life is rearranging itself to follow. Another truth only the awakened 1% understand. When a major shift is coming, life will start removing your comfort from places that are too small for the person you are becoming. This is why the universe closes doors all at once, not to harm you, but to force the transition you've been resisting. So if you've been feeling like the old world is dissolving around you, don't panic. You're not losing your place in life. You're being guided out of a chapter that cannot hold your next evolution. And what comes after the closing doors is even more revealing. Because the next sign is the one that wakes you up at the exact hour your activation begins. And no one with the M or Moon experiences this by accident. If you've been waking up between 2 and 4 a.m., this is not random. This is not insomnia, and it is definitely not a coincidence. This is the hour of activation, the silent corridor where your spirit receives instructions your conscious mind cannot yet translate. For those with the M mark or the Crescent Moon, this window opens more often and with far more intensity, because your energy field is wired differently. More sensitive, more responsive, more connected to the unseen. You may wake up with your heart beating faster, as if something is calling you. You may feel heat in your hands, ringing in your ears, pressure in your chest, or a strange awareness that someone or something is trying to get your attention. That is the moment your energy shifts. That is when your spirit steps forward and says, "Now listen." During these hours, your mind is quiet enough for your soul to speak. This is when divine instruction is downloaded. This is when your next chapter begins forming in the unseen. And this is when your old timeline starts dissolving behind you. For the awakened 1%, these early morning awakenings always come before a major move, before relocation, before elevation, before the spiritual pull becomes impossible to ignore. And if you've been waking up repeatedly at these hours, you are not being disturbed. You are being prepared. But the most powerful sign of all is the one almost no one talks about. The emotional shift that makes it impossible to stay where you are, no matter how hard you try. When this next sign appears, your life will never return to what it was. This is the sign you feel deepest, and the one that is nearly impossible to ignore. It doesn't happen in your environment first. It happens inside you. You begin to feel a quiet detachment from everything that once held your heart. The friendships, the routines, the noise, the expectations, they no longer feel connected to who you are becoming. You stop arguing, you stop explaining yourself, you stop forcing conversations that drain your energy. Your spirit becomes still but not empty. It's as if something inside you whispers, "Save your strength, you won't be here much longer." And that whisper grows louder every day. People may think you're withdrawing, but you're not. You're elevating. Your soul is packing long before your physical life catches up. This inner exodus, the emotional stepping away, is the universe's final preparation before a shift. For those with the M mark or the Crescent Moon, this sign is especially powerful. You feel it like a tide pulling you from the inside out. You feel compelled to release old versions of yourself, old patterns, old attachments, old expectations you never chose in the first place. The things that once felt comfortable now feel too tight. The places that once felt familiar now feel temporary. Your environment hasn't changed. You have. And this is the last signal before the transition begins in the physical world. Because when your spirit moves first, your body, your circumstances, and your destiny will follow. And now that you've seen all 5 signs, it's time to understand the truth they are pointing toward. The prophetic reason why the M and Moon souls are being moved. What I'm about to tell you is not for everyone. It is for the 1% who feel this message in their chest, not in their ears. If you carry the M mark or the Crescent Moon, there is one truth you must hear now. You're not being pushed out of your life. You are being pulled into the place where your destiny can finally breathe. For months, maybe years, you've felt the quiet pressure, the tension, the restlessness, the late-night awakenings, the emotional distance growing between you and the life you've known. None of it is random. Your soul has been signaling that the ground beneath you can no longer hold the weight of who you are becoming. Marked souls don't move because they want change. They move because their calling demands it. There is a place, a timeline, a frequency that has been waiting for your arrival. A location aligned with your next activation. A space where you are meant to meet the people who unlock your mission. And the version of yourself that cannot awaken in your current surroundings. This is why the old environment feels tight. This is why certain people have been removed. This is why familiar places feel foreign. Your spirit has outgrown the atmosphere around you. And now the veil lifts. You are being moved because your energy is needed elsewhere. Somewhere, someone is waiting for your light. Somewhere, a door will only open when you walk through it. Somewhere, your presence will shift the energy of an entire space. Somewhere, the next piece of your destiny cannot begin until your feet touch the soil you were meant for. This is not relocation. This is assignment. This is repositioning for purpose. This is the beginning of the chapter your soul has been whispering about in your dreams. So if everything in your life has been shaking, if the old world is slipping away, if you feel pulled forward even when you don't feel ready, it's because heaven has already moved your spirit to the next season. Your body and your life are simply catching up. You are not being displaced. You are being deployed. And the moment you say yes to this shift, the path ahead of you will reveal itself in ways that defy logic, timing, and expectation. Now that the signs have revealed themselves and the prophecy has spoken, there is something deeper your spirit needs to hear. You are not leaving this season because you are broken. You are leaving because you are ready. Everything inside you has been rearranged on purpose. The restlessness, the distance, the sudden clarity, the strange awakenings, the dissolving connections. All of it was preparation. All of it was alignment. All of it was the universe shaping you into someone who can carry more light than ever before. The M mark and the Crescent Moon are not just symbols on your palm. They are activation codes written into your energy long before this lifetime. Codes that awaken when you outgrow the life you once thought you'd stay in forever. This is why you feel like you're shedding old identities. This is why certain habits fall away without effort. This is why your desires are changing, your intuition is sharper, and your sensitivity has increased. Your soul is not collapsing, it is expanding. And whether you realize it or not, your vibration has already risen above the frequency of your old surroundings. Your spirit has already crossed the threshold into your next timeline. This is why life feels lighter and heavier at the same time. Light because your future is pulling you forward. Heavy because your past is trying to hold on. But the shift has already happened. The move has already begun. And soon, your physical world will rearrange to match the transformation happening inside you. You are not stepping into uncertainty. You are stepping into alignment. You are not losing your life. You are reclaiming your destiny. And now, there is one deeper truth, one final revelation. The real reason the Moon souls are being moved right now in this exact season of your life. What you're about to hear next is for the awakened few, the ones who felt this message in their bones from the very beginning. This is the truth your spirit has been trying to whisper to you for months, maybe years. It is the revelation behind every closed door, every restless night, every shift you felt in your bones. You're being moved because your energy is no longer compatible with your old timeline. This isn't emotional, this isn't circumstantial, this is energetic law. When a soul with the M mark or Crescent Moon reaches its activation point, its vibration becomes too high for environments that are built on old versions of itself. Your energy starts rejecting people, habits, patterns, emotions, and places that cannot rise with you. This is why conversations stopped flowing. This is why familiar faces became distant. This is why you suddenly felt invisible in rooms where you once belonged. This is why the things you loved began to feel empty, like their purpose in your life had already ended. Your old timeline collapsed the moment you outgrew it, so you were never meant to fit in with the same frequency after your awakening began. The universe does not allow awakened souls to sit comfortably in places that limit their expansion. When your calling grows, your environment must either evolve or release you. And for the 1% carrying the markings of destiny, release always comes first. The real reason you're being moved is this. You carry a frequency that the next chapter of your life urgently needs. Not next year, not someday. Now. There are people you are meant to meet soon. People who will recognize your light instantly. People whose paths cannot open until you step into the space where your energy activates theirs. Your presence is a catalyst. Your vibration is a trigger for alignment. Your arrival shifts the spiritual atmosphere of the places you enter. This is why you feel the pull. This is why you feel the pressure. This is why you feel the timing tightening around your life. Your destiny isn't waiting somewhere far away. It's waiting just outside the comfort zone you've outgrown. And the moment you step into the new environment, the clarity you've been praying for will meet you at the door. But there is still one more thing you must hear. The final prophecy, the part that explains exactly what this move means for your soul, your timeline, and your purpose. This last message is the one that stays with you, the one that changes how your spirit walks from this moment on. This is the moment the veil lifts. You are not simply moving to a new place. Your soul is being reassigned. For those who carry the M mark or the Crescent Moon, the shift you're experiencing is not a relocation of the body. It is a relocation of purpose. The universe is repositioning you with precision. Every closed door was a signal. Every restless night was a preparation. Every feeling that I don't belong here anymore was a spiritual alarm clock pulling you out of an expired timeline. The final prophecy is this. You are being moved because your presence is required in a place that cannot activate without you. There is a space, physical or energetic, where your light is the missing frequency. A place where alignment has been waiting for years to open. A place where your arrival will complete a circuit that has been dormant, sleeping, unawakened. This move is not about comfort. It is about cosmic timing. You're being sent to stand where your energy becomes a key. You're being placed where your gifts unlock blessings for others. You are being guided to the exact coordinates where your next identity begins. And here is the prophecy almost no one knows. The moment your foot touches the ground you are meant for, your destiny accelerates. Synchronicities increase. Doors open effortlessly. Relationships align instantly. Opportunities appear that feel too perfect to be coincidence. Because they're not. The universe is orchestrating a convergence, a meeting point between who you were, who you've become, and who you're about to step into. This is why you couldn't stay where you were. This is why your heart outgrew your surroundings. This is why nothing felt the same anymore. Your old life is releasing you. Your new life is calling you. Your spirit has already crossed the threshold. Now your body is simply following. You're not being torn away. You're being called forward. And when you arrive where you are meant to be, you will understand one thing with absolute clarity. The move wasn't a change of place. It was the moment destiny finally caught up with you.